Okay guys, so today I want to just show you a quick thing on the remodel that I think it's not a big project, but if you do it the right way, it's pretty easy, and it's one of those things that can make a huge difference to make something not look dated and old. And I know there's other videos out there, but there's a few little details that if addressed will make your job go so much easier. So what we're going to be talking about today is taking popcorn, the old 70s and 80s popcorn, off of a ceiling and replacing it with a nice roll-on texture. We're going to do a tree bark, and just kind of random tree bark, knock it down. It's just very modern, very slick. And we're going to do that without damaging the ceiling too much, which is, I mean, some of the videos I've seen out there, people are using like a floor scraper from the ground at an angle, and you're going to chunk up your ceiling really bad. But real easy. The first step is to get it wet. I'm going to use an airless sprayer. You can use a pump sprayer if you don't have an airless lying around. And I've already hit it once, which you probably saw at the beginning of the video. And I just hit it once to get it wet, and then I go back and do a room that I've already hit twice. And then before I hit this one the first time, I went to the next room and hit it once. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit it the second time. That first time really just sort of opens it up, gets it, you know, making it absorb, especially if there's any paint on the ceiling. It'll kind of get soaked into that and get it ready to receive another dose of water. And once we hit it with that second dose of water, I'm going to get up there with a 12-inch, you know, taping knife, and I'm going to scrape it off. And I'm not going to tape up my floors or anything. I'm going to walk around with like a pool net, and I'm going to kind of do it together. And I'm going to get like 95% of it. I got this trash can sitting right here, and every time I get loaded up, I'll just dump it, and I'll do a pretty clean job of the whole thing. So anyway, right now I'm going to go ahead and hit it with water, come back to you guys, and start scraping it. I'll try to get kind of a close-up of just how easy it comes off the wall, off the ceiling when you get the moisture content correct. So we'll get going right now. And you guys probably can't see this. I'm shooting this by myself, so I can't get close up right now. I'm getting it to where it's basically shiny, but it's not dripping wet. So I'm getting a nice coat of water on there. It's easy to do with a pump sprayer as well. And I'll just do about half the ceiling, and then I'll go over there and start doing that. Okay, so now as soon as we get it wet to the right content, it should just, if we can get in there, it should just come off in sheets. Parts of this have got enough paint on it. It's not going to come off as easy as the other room. Okay, I had to get it a little bit wetter because the bathroom had never been painted, but this had been, but yeah, that's better. You see it just comes off in a sheet. Go all the way across. So I'll bring you in close here for a second to kind of just show you how good this comes off. The big thing is keeping this putty knife really at a low angle of attack, so you're not giving yourself any chance to cut into the paper of the sheetrock, because then you'll have repairs you have to do before you can go back and texture. So that's what you want to avoid. Okay, just to kind of give you a pass. Having a little hard time doing that for you guys. I'm gonna hold the camera in do it. But you can see it just comes off real clean. And all that, as soon as it dries up, will be completely ready for ceiling texture. I can do it tomorrow. Okay guys, so as you can see, the ceiling is in pretty good shape. It's dried out nicely, and I've mixed up a bucket of general purpose joint compound. I just put about 1 inch of water in the bottom of the bucket, drop the box, empty the bag into there and stir it up so it's pretty liquidy. I will apply everything to the ceiling with a nap roller. Then I will break out this neoprene. This is a tree bark roller, and we'll do a random pattern on the ceiling. We'll get it rolled out, and we'll just do like 2-foot strokes on the ceiling to at different angles, and then we will knock it down with this knockdown knife. And that's the entire process. Just kind of rinse and repeat. We're gonna do 3 bedrooms and this bathroom and everything today, and then these old ceilings will generally bleed through a little bit of the old brown color of the sheetrock. So in new houses, you don't have to, paint them if you don't want to. I find that it's a little less dust if you do go ahead and paint them, but we'll have to paint them. So after we do this, we'll shoot them with the airless with ceiling paint, and then it'll be ready for walls. So. Okay guys, I'm just loading the actual texture roller because I broke my applicator. I mean, remodeling, that's like half the battle. Things are gonna happen, and this works just fine. But I'm just putting material on the ceiling first. I don't care what the pattern looks like. I'm just trying to coat the whole ceiling, just like I'm painting with thick drywall mud paint. So, just trying to coat the whole ceiling, get up close to the corners. You actually don't have to get right into the corner, it won't show up. So, we're just trying to coat the ceiling as evenly as possible. And once we do, I'm going to go ahead and get to here, and then I'll show you, just kind of put the pattern on it. You will go through a lot of mud. I'm going to do about 450 square feet of ceiling today, and I'll go through at least 2 boxes. I'm on my second box already. I'll probably at least get into the 3rd box of mud. So you will use a lot, but it is absolutely worth it to get rid of that popcorn and give it a nice modern look. This one thing will make this room look 20 years newer. And again, okay, so now I've got this part just rolled kind of in a line, and now I'm going to take some even strokes. I'm using the random tree bark, but it's a tree bark roller, and I'm using a random pattern. I'm just going to come in here at random angles, make about 2-foot strokes, just kind of not perpendicular to one another, but in straight lines as much as I can. Okay, and I'll jump down, make sure I haven't missed a spot or made it look weird. Make that a little longer. Okay, now if you come over here, I'll just show you a part that has already had time to kind of set up. You want to keep this clean, so I've got a rag, and I'm going to come right here, take my knockdown knife, and just ever so gently flatten it out. And you'll feel it. See, I gotta let it get a little nub on there, and you see that line I made? And if I can't fix it, but I can kind of make it go away there, so that's okay. And I'm gonna come up here and just gently knock all this down. And then, like I said, because it's an old ceiling, it's unlikely that it'll look good enough just with the drywall mud. So I'm planning to, as soon as this is dry, probably tomorrow, I will get my airless and I will spray this with ceiling paint. So you just kind of back and forth, you kind of stay ahead of, you apply some, then you go back and you knock down the area before, you go apply some more. So this ceiling here is about 3/4 done. I just have to finish this last little bit, knock the rest of it down, and move to the other rooms that we have left. And then, like I said, paint the ceilings tomorrow. These bedrooms do not have any light other than switchable receptacles. So I'm going to just make, it's going to be easier if I just bring a hot wire to the middle of each room without a switch, and I'm going to get remote control fans, so that I have light on a remote that I can hang by the door and not have to worry about running switch legs and stuff. You can do it either way, but like I said, for an Airbnb or a rental, that remote is just fine and much easier, because all I gotta do is get the one hot wire up there and I can run to my 3 rooms that don't have light, and it's done. So anyway, I'll finish up now, and I will see you guys next week.